line.
Where did you hear it?
Because I have a student who is part of a music group at the end of the day, as like an extra school activity, and I think that's one of the songs they have to perform.
I've never seen Chorus Line.
Neither have I.
I thought you said Coraline.
No, Chorus Line.
We're recording. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to Fear the Ink. I am professional and looking for the story you sent me. Alright. Hi. Once again, it is I, Julian.
And Rob.
And we got more stories to read. And this one was picked by Rob. So
I have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
Have you been having weird dreams lately?
No, I don't have dreams a lot.
Because I've been having weird-ass dreams lately.
What kind of dreams?
I had a dream I was Benoit.
Were you choking out your kids?
No, I won the WWE Championship.
Was it in first person, or was it like an N64 game?
First person.
How did you know you were Benoit?
Because I won the championship match against my wife.
Who was your wife?
Let's continue reading.
Okay. What's the name of the story?
Only a Dream.
By?
Bottom. Sarah Tejin? Tejma.
Tetsujin?
Tejma.
Techma?
Tejma.
Okay.
Or Tejma?
We will link it to the bottom of the... We'll link it in the description. But... Okay, so how we do this popcorn style, just like you did in elementary school when nobody had reading comprehension. So, Only a Dream by Sarah Tachma.
Yeah.
Rob, kick it off.
I think that I was so scared and intimidated by my dreams for so long that I kept them to myself. I was scared what people would think of these dreams I had. I feared judgment. Although I found that the older I get, the less I care what people think of me. I have a few close friends, but to them I can tell anything. It's hard to tell if someone will be an open-minded person or not. It takes time to build the trust and to relinquish the fear of embarrassment. I feel home around my two best friends. They don't think I'm crazy or weird.
They feel home?
I feel home. Oh, I feel home.
Oh no, you said I feel home.
Did I?
You said I feel home.
Oh.
It's the writing that's messed up. It should be I feel at home.
I feel home.
I feel home?
I feel
Stop
home.
licking the siding of the house. I feel home?
I feel at home. Yeah, it should be I feel at home.
I feel home with
I feel home around my two best friends.
With Matt and Pat.
But then where's Wooly and Liam?
No, they're two best friends.
Oh.
Okay.
My super best friends.
So what did you think of that first paragraph? I mean, it's mysterious enough, I guess, to get you interested.
Yeah. It's it feels a little to the point of the whole dream aspect. Because you see the story, only dreams, and then immediately we start talking a little bit about dreams.
Okay.
And about how, like, you kind of have, what is it? You kind of have, like, I've been having these weird dreams, but I don't really know who to talk to about it.
Yeah.
I kind of like, I kind of like that.
Okay. Alright. Now, my turn. Well, so anyway, sorry if I ramble, but I just tend to put too many minute details into things. But I feel like it somehow gives more of a visual, you know? I'll just dive right in. Have you ever heard of lucid dreaming? Well, if you haven't, just imagine yourself being in a dream and being consciously aware of the fact that you are dreaming. You know you are dreaming and can recognize it, not getting lost in dreams about goals and aspirations or nightmares, or maybe even that dream where you are falling and wake up a microsecond before you splat. These are a few accounts where I have dealt with such dreams. Lucid dreams, I mean. I try and find ways or other excuses as to how these things happen, but I am always left confused or worried. Anyways, have you ever tried lucid dreaming?
No.
No?
I don't think I've ever hit it, because every second I realize I'm dreaming, I freak out and then wake up and then freak out again.
At least you got to that point. Back there used to be a time where there was a bunch of like 4chan threads about lucid dreaming. You remember those?
No.
There were like 4chan threads on B about like lucid dreaming. and there would all just be like tips on how to do it, and it was like freaky deaky. And I'm like, and I remember there's one story about this guy who was like, I was a pumpkin and I rolled around. I'm like Katamari Damashi style, and I'm like, I should try that out. But no, I think I remember a zombie Nerf war once that I knew I was in a dream, and I willed infinite ammo. I don't know, that was weird.
I've never had anything like that where it's like a dream. It's never like, oh, I realize I'm in a dream. I can do anything. I've never had that because I always feel like, because whenever I'm dreaming, I think I'm where I actually am, and then I wake up and I freak out. I thought I was where I was.
What?
It's kind of like
okay, so when you're dreaming, you're aware you're in a dream?
No, I'm not aware I'm in the dream. Okay. I think I'm in the real world.
And then you wake up and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I don't like my dreams.
All right.
A little backstory may help. Well, it definitely will.
Yeah.
A lot of people nowadays grow up with depression and anxiety, fearing silly things, or having weird quirks.
Quirks? I don't think that's right. Is that right? No.
Yeah, fearing silly things like student loan debt. Or having weird quirks.
China is the future.
Socially or just in general, a dark sense of humor and sarcasm is usually a pretense. Anyways, so when you're young and you feel these things, you don't quite understand why or how you feel that way or how to handle it, but you do. My uncle passed away at a very young age. This was my dad's brother, and it hit him hard.
Wait, so his brother was killed in an explosion and the body hit him hard?
Or,
no, I'm just making a joke.
Or I had a darker idea of like he was in a car accident and the body flew out the window.
You just got death-proofed out of the window?
Yeah. It hit him hard. He started drinking the pain away, like most are guilty of at some point in your life. In our life. I don't blame him for anything or how he acted. Mean things he said. We all hit the bottom sometimes, but it doesn't affect the ones you love. But it does affect the ones you love.
This is written really weird.
Yeah, it's a weird style. It feels like he's trying to talk and put it in text.
He's trying to make it sound casual, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It makes you feel anxious about what will come. Coming home in a state of mind that, wow, my dad is so gone. What is he going to say to me today or blame me for today? Taking it out on the people who have no control. It can make you feel lost and out of your own control. Say control one more time. That's how I felt, growing up being told you are worthless, unwanted, a burden. I feel all too much or nothing at all. It's like looking at the world through an invisible screen, trying to talk to yourself through glass you can see through, but that cannot be seen from the other side. That's how I was feeling. So I always wondered if it followed me into my subconscious and created a lucidity in my dream realm, or maybe not.
I remember one of my biggest fears as a young child was the possibility of monsters in my closet. Yes, the typical monsters in my closet, but only the gay was there.
Watch out! That's why his dad was drinking it all away. Did they say the gender of our narrator?
No. And I don't know. Anyway, when I was young, I slept with my door open and the hallway light on, so I would know that there was safety near. Well, one night, lying down to bed with an uneasiness in my stomach, a burning chain in my chest tugged from
worry.
That
makes sense, I guess. Unless it's Scorpion throwing that spear thing in your chest.
I don't know why that feels like it's written weird.
This whole thing seems written weird.
Anyway, the light in the hall radiated a warmth and safe zone in a way. The hum of my fan was always a comforting white noise for me as well. I would close my eyes each night to the comfort of these things. So this night I fall asleep in the same routine way. Suddenly, something washes over me.
Tide Pods.
Soap.
Soap.
I wake up, or so I think. with the fan humming in the background. I look to the right. Searching for the light. I
Ooh, that
see
rhymed.
it. I see it and feel a wave of relief shudder over me. I hear a tap and I look forward from my bed. Directly across from my bed is my window.
I feel like I'm playing a point-and-click adventure game.
Yeah. That I don't this it feels like this is like I'm not a huge grammar person, but that feels like that's written bad.
No, there's a lot of run-ons, and there's just...
Yeah, I hear a tap, and I look forward from my bed. Directly across from my bed is my window.
Yeah, someone tell us, are there too many commas or not enough commas?
I
feel like there's more periods. There's sentences.
And I'm not a literature. What's the word?
You're not a grammar Nazi.
I'm not a grammar Nazi, and I'm not really
yeah.
I was say literate person, but
literate.
I'm not good at writing or grammar or any of that kind of thing. But that looks weird to me.
There's actually a headset that is just feeding Rob to repeat all these lines.
Anyway, as I heard the tap of the glass, I see a hand.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it out whether if it was a black glove or just dark. This was the moment I was aware I was dreaming. It all felt so real, as if I could feel myself in my own skin in my dream. I immediately pulled my Scooby-Doo comforter straight over my head and huddled my teddy bear tight against my chest. I let out a warm, worried sigh and shoved my face into my teddy bear's fur. I hear the sounds around me disappear along with my own breath. I kept my eyes shut tight.
Like Scoob, there's a hand on the window. Wait, what? Okay, so I had a Scooby-Doo blanket when I was a kid. It was just the Mystery Machine.
I had a Scooby-Doo pillow cover.
What was on the pillow cover?
I think one side was Scooby's face, the other side was a flower.
These days, most people have Scooby-Doo body pillows, and it's usually just Velma.
Yeah. And it's not even the right kind of Velma. It's just...
Wait, which Velma?
I don't know. The Velma that they all say is like tattooed and chubbier.
The May Velma? Like May from Overwatch?
Sure.
Curled up into a ball. That's weird.
Like a blanket ball?
No, like a bocce ball.
Oh, so like a Kano ball.
Yeah, like a Kano ball. So what this is they're just floating in their own bed, and they're just spinning in place like Kano from Mortal Kombat, and he just flings themselves right through the window.
While viewing an Australian accent.
That's enough. Curled up into a ball, I try to do things to wake myself up. Pinching my arm, pushing my eyelids shut as hard as I could, even changing my breathing patterns. At some point it worked. Then at this moment, I wake up for real with shaky hands and sweaty palms. Wait. Then at this moment, I wake up for real, comma, with shaky hands and sweaty palms. What? Okay. This is written weird. And sweaty palms, I get up and walk to my door and flip the light on in my room. It doesn't seem like much has happened so far, but the eeriness was overwhelming, especially as a young child. Dare I brave looking out the window? Finally, after taking a few breaths, I walk over to look out and see nothing but my backyard. And Chris Benoit sitting there. He has mankind in a chokehold, beating him with a Bible. It's silly of me to think I'd see anything considering I'm on the second floor of my room would be inaccessible without a ladder or something of the sort. I let out a big sigh and then fall back to sleep for the night, not having a dream at all for the rest of the night. Thank goodness. They said night way too much.
Yeah. It's like a weird combination of commas and periods and weird spots.
Yeah.
Okay. Years had passed. I was now in high school. Not thinking much of the dream after such a long time, I went about my weekday like I normally would. I wake up in the morning and follow the same routine. Swim practice, school, swim practice, food, homework, bed.
Did they live in Atlantis?
Do what do you even do at school then? Is there even time to go to class at that point?
No.
You're just going to swim practice?
No, here's the thing. There's desks in the swimming pool.
It's like I go to swim practice. I go to the school for more swim practice. I eat food.
Wait,
I do homework, which is more swim practice.
Is this written by the fish man from Shape of Water?
I eat food, and then my homework is just more swim practice, because that's all I've learned.
All of that happens in the swimming pool. There's a bed in the swimming pool. There's a cafeteria in the swimming pool.
Is this going to become Dead Man's Float from that episode?
No, because that's actually scary.
That's my dream, is I just constantly live in Dead Man's Float.
That
would just be a nightmare all in life.
I am a blanket in the swimming pool. A Scooby-Doo blanket.
Anyway. Although my family wasn't perfect, I always had the luxury of food and a warm home. I went to bed with the same uneasy feeling I had the night years beforehand. Maybe I was just getting into my head again, so I just focused on breathing until sleep came.
Well, you can't even count sheep.
Did you just focus on breathing?
You ever count sheep?
I've tried.
I just get bored.
Yeah.
Then I'm bored and not sleeping.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I took my... Yeah, well...
I was going to say, just for listeners out there having trouble sleeping,
yeah,
the less you try, the easier it becomes to sleep. Because the more that you try to sleep, it's just going to get harder to sleep. So just, yeah.
So just let it happen?
Just don't... You know that feeling when you lay down and you try to sleep?
Yeah.
And you just can't?
Yeah.
It's because you're trying, and that's why you can't sleep.
My dog's about to go barking. I can hear her.
About to go barking.
Alright. I tucked myself under my comforter and closed my eyes, exhausted from swim practice. Swim practice! Swim practice, guys! And the burdens in life. I am asleep. I wake up, hear the fan... I'm starting to think English might not be their first language.
Maybe.
I wake up, hear the fan humming as always. I look to the right, like in the first dream. The hallway light is on, but then I hear a switch flip. I run up to the hallway and look outside and see nothing but the empty hall and closed doors. Not a sound. I took a deep breath and flipped the switch to the hallway. Relieved that the light turned on, I start to walk bed to my bed. I'm not having...
You're not.
I'm not having a stroke, right?
Walk bed to my bed.
Did he have a tiny bed with a leash?
Did he turn into a bed and walked to a bed?
It is a lucid dream. I start to walk bed to my bed. This whole thing was written with autocorrect. As I do this, my door slams shut. I try and open it, but it is locked, and my room had a lock on the inside, but it would not come undone. I'm coming undone. I'm frantically shaking the door, screaming and banging repeatedly. That's when I heard it. Korn was here. It was just Korn, they were scatting, a cappella. Brum bop.
Well, I mean, if you're a bed, walking to a bed.
If you were a bed, that's some trippy shit.
That's... Anyway, I heard a familiar tap on the window, and see the same shadowed hand lingering up against the window. The hand goes from the tapping formation into a flat hand. Into a flat hand and releases backward?
Reels backward.
Oh, reels backward. I thought it said released.
Is it Thing from the Addams Family?
Oh, thank you, Thing. It smacks his palm against the glass, creating a steam formation around... Okay, yeah. I could see this. A steam formation around the hand. As it slams...
It says hand so much.
Around the hand as it slams down on it. Except this time, there is also a shadowed face and shoulders.
Oh, snap.
The figure's other hand holding it up against the windowsill. I remember it, /him.
Oh, look at that.
Having a dark black Hamburg or fedora style
Wait,
hat.
what's going on? The lady? It's a neckbeard. There's a neckbeard outside your window.
Oh God! Why am I dreaming of neckbeard? Our fedora hat, like from the 1940s, along with what seemed like a nice black suit.
Help! There's a well-dressed, handsome man outside.
This black suit, but for his face, it was completely black or shadowed by the neckbeard.
I was wondering if maybe you'd like to watch this new film Annihilation with me. It's very intellectual.
I am considered a gentleman.
Ooh.
And I would like to know if you would like to okay.
I will donate to your Twitch. Vigorously.
It's completely black and shadowed, it seemed. I could barely see the whites of his eyes as a wide grin appears, almost like that of the Cheshire Cat, gleaming and white, but terrifying all the same. His eyes quickly shift towards the lock, and simultaneously I see both locks flip open.
You know what I saw in my head when I read that?
You have two locks on your door?
No, it was like a kung fu movie where someone's eyes shift, and the camera goes to the locks,
and then they just open.
And then they just open in eyes? Huh?
Why do you have two locks on your door?
Maybe it's a bad dream neighborhood. Maybe, I mean, like I said, Chris Benoit's outside.
I see both locks flip open. So you have a deadbolt and a lock on the door now?
Yeah, Chris Benoit's right outside. I'd have 5 locks.
Do you also have a chain lock?
Yes, that's what that chain they felt earlier was.
Anyway, flip open. At this point, I am now frantically screaming and crying, slapping myself across the face with both hands to wake up, screaming, but no sound utters from my mouth, and I must scream. The only thing I can hear is a ringing in my ears slowly coming and the humming of the fan dissipating.
Yes.
I didn't know what else to do. I looked towards the window as he slams it open with that damn smile still clinging to his face, as the rest of his features are still unrecognizable, even though you've recognized he's in a black suit and wearing a fedora.
Well, his face is unrecognizable, I guess.
Anyway. He starts climbing through the window. Fuck!
That's actually what it says.
In big words and exclamation point, fuck.
It just says, fuck, because he's doing the smooth criminal dance right through the window.
I see him reaching in his pocket while climbing through, pulling out a shiny, huge kitchen knife. Oh God, this is Jeff the Killer, isn't it?
No, it's not. Shut your mouth.
Not being able to escape through my door, I run to my closet, which is slightly agape.
Oh, focus on it's full of gay.
Oh man, these skeletons and gay is in here.
Skeletons and gay are in this closet.
Yeah, great. I know my fear. Yeah, great. I know my fear is my closet and is the only thing available. Makes sense, right?
I don't know who you're talking to, lady.
I guess. Makes sense to you? I open the door and slam it shut, holding it tightly, with one leg pushing up against it, with the other planted up against my chest as I'm sitting down against the wall. The door shakes as he tries to break through. I keep trying to remember the fact that I am most certainly only dreaming. It feels real, but I know this. I am only dreaming. I just dreaming. Wake up. Just wake up. God damn it, wake up. As I release the door in my dream, he slams it open with one fell swoop. I look up at the lanky, I thought that's a dank.
The lanky, dank, empty figure.
And pass out from fear, but I wake up in real life. That was long.
That was long. My God, I just scrolled down. There's
how many?
There's a lot of this. This is a long one.
Yeah.
All right, that was a long-ass paragraph.
It was.
Although this time I'm no longer in my bed. I am in my closet, knee to my chest, facing the wall, and hugging my leg, just as I was in my dream. It's pitch black behind the closed door of my closet. I can barely see. Shivering and sweating, I reach for the doorknob, scared of what may be beyond. I slowly creak open the door. Oh, I'm sorry. I slowly crack open the door and peer out. Hearing the hum of my fan and feeling the calmness of the room made me feel okay for a moment, but still uneasy. I look left and right. Everything seems normal. I can see the moonlight spilling onto my floor behind a closed and locked window, so I decide it's safe. I sprint to the door, which is usually open but was now closed. I flip open the door quickly and stealthily, trying not to wake up my parents. Staring out into the darkness of the hall, I flip the lights on, out of fear of the door closing. I prop a step stool between it, leaving it open to the hallway light. There's such a thing as too much description.
Yeah.
Alright.
I lay down in my bed, not knowing what else to do. I'm scared. I'm scared to disturb either of my parents, as my dad was passed out drunk, and my mom didn't take well to being woken up.
Shitty life.
Mom, you gotta be woke. You gotta be more woke to things.
Please, Mom, tweet more about Black Panther.
It was always a burden because I knew how much she already dealt with my dad. I lay there in silence. No sleep came that night. I just stared at my ceiling, scared to look out the window, scared to look at my closet or door, scared to look anywhere.
Oh.
My eyes were fixated against the painted curls in my ceiling. I just focused on the twirls and tried to find images in them as if they were clouds, or constellations. After a few hours of laying there lifeless, I hear my alarm chime the radio. It is playing "Brighter Than Sunshine" by Aqualung.
Yes.
This sends a jolt through my body. Then I realized I realized what time it was. Damn it! I have school, which is also swimming practice.
No, damn it! I have swimming practice. They're going to be playing Aqualung, water everywhere.
I have to go to school, which is swimming practice, so I'm going to fall asleep swimming.
No. Feeling unready for the day, I step into my swimsuit.
I told you, this school is just more swimming practice. It's a swimming school.
I step into my swimsuit and slop some clothes on over it. Okay, that makes sense. Headed to school, which was not my favorite thing because I have to swim there. Seemed safer than it ever had.
Is this just Waterworld?
Yes, this just.
We live in Waterworld where you have to go to school to learn to swim, or else you'll just drown.
The real dream was that he had a backyard that wasn't just water. Which was not my favorite thing. Seemed safer than it ever had. I was very introverted. I kept to myself and talked to almost no one. I was very socially awkward, so I was known as a quite girl. I shit you not, it says quite girl. Not quiet,
well,
quite.
We also now know the gender of our character.
Okay, exactly. So having a happy connotation towards school was rare for me.
Which I'm going to guess is fish, because of swimming.
When I arrived home that night after school, I was nothing short of exhausted. I ate my dinner after my second swim practice of the day. Finished my homework and laid down to try to sleep. Life is just water and homework.
Your homework is just more swimming.
I laid down to try to sleep. A few moments before I fall asleep, I click off my new lamp, well new to me. What? This lamp just came in out of nowhere.
I never clicked off my lamp before. This is new to me.
I borrowed one from my sister. It was a kind of odd lamp. This is a really... Okay. You have to click down the top as if pushing a button. It took some effort. I pushed hard to click it off. On the edge of sleep, I hear a familiar click, and my light had been turned on. Although there is no one in sight, black site, Area 51, I see my closet door slightly ajar. I get up slowly, close the door, click the light off for the second time, and lay down to sleep again. That was an exhausting sentence.
Yeah.
At this point, I was concerned, but I was so tired that it was hard to pay attention to anything other than shutting my eyes and swimming. I would have been more worried, but it was one of those physically exhausted moments where nothing really phases you or seems realistic. I was probably just tired, and my brain was tricking me, or so I'd hoped.
As I fall asleep, this time my dreams seem a lot faster paced.
Okay.
This time my dreams seemed a lot faster paced.
Yes.
That doesn't sound right.
You sound like you're having a stroke.
This time my dream.
Don't dwell on it, you'll go insane.
A lot faster paced than usual. In my dream, I wake up with the same consciousness of knowing I am dreaming. Things happen in a similar sequence as my other dreams. I feel deep in the sleep.
I feel deep in this sleep.
I try and wake myself up before anything can start to happen. I'm fighting the sleep. I wake up for a split second, but my body won't budge. I am stuck in the state, staring at the circles formed in the paint on my ceiling through my eyelashes. Unable to fully open my eyes, I start to feel.
Uh-huh.
I start to feel something.
Okay.
I had to become something.
These weak arms are heavy. Mom spaghetti!
I was thinking arrow. I had to become something. And then the arrow logo just pops up.
No, then the arrow... No, the Aquaman logo pops up.
Let's start doing something. Something there with me.
Uh-huh. Chris Benoit.
I can't keep my eyes open. I fall back into my dream. This one felt different than the others. I am uncertain if it was because I was so tired that maybe my mind was a lot more into this trance than normal, or if there were other things at play here.
Nonetheless, the sequence starts again. Oh God, I can feel my heart beating out of my chest. I try the lights, the door, everything, in the same order. The ringing comes back into my ears, and this time I look over the man's full body. I look over and the man's full body is seen as he is floating in front of the window. I'm on the second floor, like I said before. So that's the only thing that made sense. This time, there is no struggle for him. I try and scream, and again nothing. No noise can be released. In unison with my scream, he simply thrusts his fist through the glass, breaking the entire window with one try. He steps through. I turn away from him and stumble run for the closet. I have a question. How big is this woman's fucking window?
He just walks.
He just walks through the window. Is it like a bay window? No, bay windows are wide. They're not tall.
Yeah, they're wide, not tall. So it would have to be like a screen sliding door, not a window.
How tall is it? Like, how tall would this? I'm getting caught up in how tall the window is.
Unless you could say he climbed rather than walked through the window.
Oh my God, I have a gigantic paragraph after you. All right, go.
Okay. As I open the door, only to come to an abrupt stop. He is there, sitting how I was in the same spot, staring up at me. Keep in mind, his whole body is still shadowed, as if he were a shadow himself. But I can still make out he was wearing a suit and fedora.
That's right. He's here for PonyCon.
You can tell it is a body, but the only way to describe it better is to envision him as a black, lanky silhouette, never seen fully who or what he was. As I stared blankly, I paused for a second. I'm not sure if I froze out of sheer fear or curiosity. I see his white I see his white eyes slowly open to meet mine, and his grin wide as he had done before, as if he's so clever. I looked down at his hand. He was leaning his arm out straight, letting his hand dangle casually over his knees. This shadowed hand is dripping with blood and covered in glass. Well, he punched a window. What'd you expect? He punched a... The shards are sticking out, but he seems to feel nothing, no pain. He takes the fist and slams it into the wall, leaving a bloody mark and glass shards behind.
That was edgy as fuck. That whole paragraph was edgy as fuck.
Yeah.
What do you think of this, Floor? My dog doesn't like it.
I think you're right. English might not have been this person's first language.
Yeah, that might.
So that's why this is kind of written a little weird.
It is really hard. It's like actually difficult to read.
Yeah, just because there's like a lot of sentences that just sound weird.
Yeah, and then you pick up on it and you want to backtrack.
Yeah,
to see if maybe you're going insane.
Yeah, just to make sure you're reading it right or understanding it right.
Maybe that's the whole point.
I don't know.
I feel the whole room shake so hard it knocks me backwards against the floor. I got the immediate sensation of losing my breath and being unable to retrieve it. It was an intense feeling. If you've ever fallen off a swing or a trampoline, flat on your back, and had that split second where you black out or feel all the air leave your chest as you struggle to catch your breath, that is the feeling I got as I stumbled backwards and my back slammed the ground. This all feels too real. Too real, I think to myself. I tilt my head to stare back behind me, where he had been sitting with blurred vision. He starts to slowly rise. He's very tall. He begins to walk toward me. He's doing the West Side Story crouch and snap, crouch and snap, crouch and snap. As he does this, I am starting to remember I am dreaming, capitals. This isn't reality. Maybe I have some sort of control. At this point, he is stepping over me towards my bed. I grab his leg, and it feels like a cold, silky cloth. It was hard to grasp, yet I pulled as hard as I could. He was taken aback by that I would even try this and stumbles. Using the force of my body to pull him down, I also pull myself onto my feet. Disoriented, I look over at my bed to see, I see my body laying in my bed. I stare down at my hands shaking. I am starting to turn dark, shadowed like the man who was now peering and confused before me. Oh God, this is what he wanted the whole time. But what does he want to do with me? Why me? He reaches for the shin of my leg and pulls me back and slams me to the floor again. This time my head slams and I can feel blood trickling from my nose. I am fighting my way, tugging on the floorboards to reach, myself. I can feel his palms, cold and damp, pulling on my legs, trying to pull me back, trying to get past me. I glance back in fear to see him reaching over his bloody glass-filled hand to pull out his knife. Unsteady, he tries to slam it to my temple. I swing my arm against him, causing him to miss by a long shot because of his injury, and the knife flings under my bed. That sentence was really long. It was actually pretty good, and then it fell apart at the end.
So I think...
What's up?
I feel like they're trying to do something as clever as Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
But this isn't working.
How's it not working?
Well, for me, Nightmare on Elm Street was kind of interesting because Freddy Krueger knows you're in a dream, so he knows how to bend the reality of the dream to his will.
And we got no background on this lanky shadow man.
Yeah, we have no background on this guy whatsoever. Like, we don't know, is it just a dream? Is it an actual monster doing this? Whereas Krueger, you kind of didn't really know if he was a dream or if he was real, other than you knew he was real because people were dying.
Yeah.
I don't know. That popped in my mind. I remind myself, you're in your dream. This is your dream. As I think this, I realize it is a dream.
Uh-huh.
Not reality. So impossible things can happen, as I assured myself before. If it was reality, this man would be able to pin me down in an instant. But he is struggling because this is not reality. I kick back!
Oh, kick back here!
And I can feel his teeth in my foot.
Whoa.
Blood and spit trickling down his face against my leg and foot. I run and slip a little bit, jumping to save myself.
Wait, I'm confused. The positioning of everything.
Yeah, I run and slip a little bit, jumping to save myself?
Okay, I thought you had a mouth on his foot.
Yeah, I thought you kicked... I think she kicked him and then tried to run.
But I thought he had the foot in his mouth.
I thought she had the upper hand here. I thought she axe-kicked him, like Terry. Because that's why else would you say kickback and then kick someone?
That's right. That's a good point.
I reach within myself. What now? Wake up. What now? I lay down into myself. It will be dark soon.
It will be dark soon.
What now? Wake up. What now? It will be dark soon. I lay down into myself. I am aware this sounds odd. And I see that the man hovering above me. He reaches for my throat with his one good hand. I fight to wake up. I almost wake up once.
Uh-oh.
And again, I'm staring at my swirled ceiling eyes almost open. I can still feel his hand around my neck as I cling to reality. I fall back in for a split second. I throw him off me and scream at the top of my lungs. No sounds uttered but the sense of concern or possibly fear washing over him. I could tell by his expression, I need to wake up. I have to wake up!
Wake up!
I'm screaming, and he scuttles backwards. I still don't remember what I don't remember what I screamed. But this time, he was terrified. He jumped out the window and disappeared. Right before he leaped through the window, he flashed me one last grin.
Damn it, I have school.
Time for swimming practice.
You know what? I'm trying to find the date that this was written. I'm starting to feel like the author watched that astral projection fight in Doctor Strange and just ran with it. Remember that? You've seen Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Where he's like out of his body and they're fighting?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if this was written around the time that movie came out. Okay. I wake up screaming and immediately sit up in my bed. I look back and forth, scanning every aspect of my room, then down at my, as usual, shaky and sweaty hands. My body was also shaking now, too, not necessarily a cold shake, more of an almost vibration. I think to myself, is it done? Is it really done now? I am terrified to sleep, drenched in my own sweat and tears. I walk downstairs to get some water and use the bathroom. My legs are aching. I notice a fucking bruise on my leg that he was grabbing over and over.
It's really hard to swim with this bruise.
That's right, you can't swim with this bruise, okay? Water hurts. As well as my neck. There were red marks on my nose. There were red marks and my nose felt itchy. It may have been a coincidence, but it made me think, even as a teen, can our dreams really relate to our reality? Is there some realm that connects us in a deeper level? Or am I just doing these things in my sleep, not realizing the self-harm I was inflicting? I was terrified.
Maybe I'm the monster.
But who was Dream?
The dream stopped for a while. Years, actually. Then recently, the dreams returned. It was when I was around the age 20. I had recently broken up with a high school boyfriend who I pretty much lived with at the time because my home life had gotten so bad. It's just that, I guess Dad didn't just stop and Mom just didn't stop.
No, Dad is now just a whiskey bottle.
I had nowhere else to go really in the moment. So I returned to my home.
My home.
Since I had pretty much moved in with my boyfriend at the time. I got downgraded to a smaller room and my brother got my bigger room. I wasn't complaining because of all the scary things that happened in that room. I was honestly happy about it. I slept in my room for the first time in a long time, which was seemingly untouched exactly for except for the mess of scattered clothes and a few weekly visits. Scattered clothes from a few weekly visits to pick up clothes or do laundry.
That hurt my head.
I lay down to rest without hesitation, exhausted from the tears falling and the heartache. I feel like whatever presence may or may not exist thrive off these feelings of despair, anger, or fear. Really, any feeling that makes you feel low. Really, really low.
Low, all my friends love my low rider. Wait, is the lanky man George Lopez?
I was gonna say, I kind of hope that the lanky shadow guy comes in, and rather than being a dick this time, just realize, oh man, I'm sorry, you're going through a breakup. Just kind of like, like pats her on the shoulder, like it's okay, you'll find love again.
That sounds really loud.
And then leaves.
I wonder what this sounds like. I'm gonna lean away from the mic. That sounds pretty nice. I hadn't eaten in days, let alone slept. Just worked and cried and swam. Tonight felt different. I was laying and crying in my bed, listening to music on my phone like any broken-hearted person would. As I finally decided to plug my phone in and try to sleep out of physical exhaustion, I turned off the lights and lay down and tried to clear my mind of my worries and heartache. I have dirty clothes scattered around my floor, parentheses. I am a very messy person when it comes to laundry. Everything else I keep neat and tidy, close parentheses. Right as I almost hit that moment of pure sleep, I hear a long, slow creak. All my lights are turned off, so it was a bit eerie.
I honestly had shoved all the terrible things that had happened in my lucid dreams / house deep into lucid dreams / house deep into my subconscious, almost forgotten. Sleepily and kind of creeped.
Yeah? Creped?
Creeped?
I'm surrounded by pancake batter.
Creped. I stand up and flip on my light switch, which is a lot closer to my bed now. My jaw drops. My closet door had opened the entire way, completely ajar to its furthest extent. I even had clothes scattered in front of it.
No, it said clothes scattered in front of it.
So these clothes are just pooping?
Yeah, these clothes are just pooping everywhere, man.
Ugh. I don't want to imagine what clothes poop looks like. Like if my clothes came alive and started pooping, I don't want to imagine what it'd be like.
Let's lucid dream that tonight.
I don't want to. It just didn't add up. Just like the lamp turning on by itself in my old room, nothing else in my reality like that just happened before. So I just tried to diminish it as a faulty, crappy lamp, or I installed the clapper maybe. And
that would scare the crap out of Lanky Man.
Yeah, just Lanky Man comes up. Oh, hey, Lanky Man, turn my lights off. And then it becomes a clapping fight. Like he claps his hands, turn them off, and then she.
But he just clap. They're just looking at it, making eye contact. Just clap. You little bitch!
Stop it! No, I want to go to sleep.
Nope.
Leave me alone.
Nope. Ow. What if it was the actual clap?
But this, I just didn't know what to think. I could have sworn I shut it. Even still, I always make sure my closet door is shut before bed. Almost as a routine thing, I just tried to brush it off and hope I was wrong. Even though you're seeing this door is open, I hope I'm wrong.
No, you're wrong.
I lay down with an uneasy feeling, but was too tired to worry too much about it. I heard my family cat meowing, so I let him in to sleep with me. That was a feeling of some comfort. I listened closely to the silence in my room. I drone off the humming of my fan and my cat's constant purrs, with him calmly vibrating as I hug him until I until sleep came.
Okay, these next two paragraphs are the same length as the next gigantic paragraph, so I'm going to take these next two paragraphs.
Okay, so you're going to take these two and then take the next?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a cat now.
So we now have a cat, and we finally turned the fan off.
Cat has joined a party. Can the cat swim? Cats hate water.
Oh man, it's negative damage too. She just got a palico.
Oh, okay. I awoke the next morning and everything seemed to be normal for my house. It was a Saturday. I had the day off for once, so I decided to go out with some friends for a while to get my mind off things. I went to lunch, then to a movie with some friends.
And swimming practice.
Then, we swam together. We drank a little after. Drinking involves water. Then I was sleepy still from the night before, and going out was a lot for me. My friend dropped me at my house in a buzzing and happy mood. They were bees. They were covered in bees. I returned home and played some games until I couldn't stay awake any longer. I laid down to sleep. This time I awoke, but things seemed different. That's when I realized I was not awake. Not again, I thought. Not again! Being a little older, I figured, hey, I'll be brave. I know what this is. I tried to wake myself to no avail. The same flutter of my lashes and barely opened eyes with my body paralyzed and clinging to my bed. Nothing bad was really happening. Until I see the moonlight shine into my eyes through the window. I had blinds on these windows, and they shook violently as if the window was open behind them. My new room led to part of the roof. You could literally step out and sit on it. The room is small, so my bed sits partially against the window.
To the walls.
To the sweat drip down my balls. Oh, skeet skeet, motherfucker. Oh, skeet skeet, goddamn.
I inch toward the window and pull open a blind shade and peek through. It was completely black. An eye opens staring directly into mine. That always scared me as a kid.
That you were going to look through the blinds?
I'm just going to look through the blackness of a window, and then there's eyes just staring at me.
Weirkasha.
And just, you don't see a face, just the eyes. Just, that creeped me out as a kid.
Yeah. Just the Blue Man Group?
Yeah. Only, instead of blue, it's just black.
Oh, no. The Black Man Group. Hey, you can't call the Wu-Tang Clan, man.
Well, no, I meant that they're painted black. Instead of blue. Anyway, less than an inch away, the only thing between us...
Wait, I'm just imagining you opened the blinds, and the entire Wu-Tang Clan is there.
No RZA, no Ghostface.
RZA, Ghostface, ODB, what are you guys doing here? Hey man, we're gonna go on a party. Come with us, we're gonna take you on an adventure.
But ODB, I thought you were dead.
I'm in all your hearts if you believe in the power of hip-hop.
I stumble back and fall onto my butt. On my bed.
I'm just imagining Lanky Man wearing a pair of Timbs.
I'm pretty sure he stabbed someone for his Timbs.
That's right. No, that's what the knife was for. He stabbed someone for their Timbs. Then we find out the story takes place in New York, and I'm like, everything makes sense.
Fall onto my butt on my bed. It's calm for a second, but too quiet. No fan humming, no cat meowing. As I feel a sensation of calm confusion, the figure slams a knife vertically through the exact middle, cutting the bottom up, cutting the blinds with precision. The blind pieces trickle to the floor as I focus in on what is happening. I can see it forming. It's the man. It's the man!
It's the man!
He's coming to take my weed.
Oh, please don't take my weed.
That same damn hat and suit?
Oh, God, the Timbs!
The Timbs!
He's wearing the Timbs!
I'm gasping for air. I can't breathe.
Because I'm underwater. I'm at swim practice.
I can't breathe, let alone move. I pause for a moment, and so does he.
Oh no, they're playing red light, green light.
It's like, what is it, like super hot where like...
Yeah.
When she stops, time stops. When she moves, time moves.
If she's blocking knives, she's blocking hats, she's blocking Tims.
It's been so long since I had a dream like this. Why is this happening again? I'm wondering now if I can get more information.
From who? The lanky man?
Instead of being scared, maybe there is something I should be taking out of the... Maybe there should be something... Maybe I should be taking... Maybe there is something I should be taking out of these experiences, as scary as it seems. What are you supposed to be taking out of this? It's just a guy in a black suit and a fedora and Tim's threatening to stab you with a glass hand. Huh. Maybe I should do my taxes. Maybe I should, maybe I should buy a dog, not a cat. What life
Is this story frustrating you?
A little. I try questioning him. Who are you?
Who are you?
His grin dissipates. I'm the cook.
That's not actually in the story.
He has a mix of sad and maniacal emotions in his eyes.
God.
I'm still on my butt, with my knees bent up as a shield.
Oh no, she's in the missionary position.
My arms are behind me, holding me up. Not the best fighting stance. No.
Kick at the knees.
No. Your arms are behind you, and your knees are up.
Yeah, kick at the knees.
Man, this is that actually is a pretty good fighting stance.
What do you get? Kick at the knees.
Yeah, just put your legs forward and kick.
Kick.
Woman, you're in a good kicking position.
He's tall. Kick him in the kneecaps.
He slowly inches towards me this time. He gets close to my face, and I start to almost crab walk backwards away from him until he uses one hand against my sternum to slam me down. Clearly understanding his or my purpose / connection would not change anything.
Oh my god.
Excuse me. That's the end of my...
Oh, that's the end of your thing?
Yeah. That I don't know why that annoyed me.
Yeah, you got pretty...
It's like, what? I'm supposed to take something from this?
I lost my place.
Yeah.
I lost my place.
Okay, it's the paragraph with the word "why" in bold. It was a long paragraph, and then there's a medium-sized paragraph with 3 words.
Wait, what was the last word from the last paragraph?
Clearly understanding his or my purpose / connection would not change anything.
Okay, I found it.
Okay.
He is leaning over me on his knees and quickly pulls out the same knife in a split second and throws his arm up to prepare to thrust downward to pierce me with it. I grab his wrist with the knife in it. The struggle continues. I am scared but honestly frustrated. I just want to sleep. I start screaming at him, "Why? Why me? Why? What?" Question mark, until it turned into gibberish crying. And just as he looks like he's about to mutter something, I wake up. Wake up! What the fuck? Why is this happening? It has been years. Please, make it stop, I thought. It did stop, which confused me even more. It almost made me more curious as to why it happened, until eventually the thought escaped my mind and I moved on. Rob, I am so tired of this story. It goes nowhere.
I'm just imagining with gibberish crying, just, what? It just slowly turns into that.
He just turned into the woman from Kung Pao?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 years pass. I am going through one of those toughest times of my life. I have clinical depression.
I mean, yeah, you're stuck in the story.
And anxiety. I have taken on a lot of responsibility.
I now own a Timberland's outlet store.
I own I was gonna say I own a Tim's factory.
I took Martin.
I own a Timberlands factory. There's so much responsibility.
I'm now a member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
I was going through a tough time again, so it made it even worse. The dreams had subsided for so long, and were hidden somewhere deep. I tried not to reach anymore. But that did not stop them. Or him. I'm now 24.
Beep, beep, boop.
That is why I am now decided to recap my thoughts and experiences to better understand them, or at least let people know they aren't alone if they experience these things. Maybe you're just dumb.
It was a night. One of my bad nights. I was in tears, feeling hopeless, seeing Tims everywhere. Lifeless, just empty, my dog howling. Finally, I slipped into a deep sleep. For a while, I had friends stay over a lot of the time, and I'd stay with my best friend because it was comforting. But it had been a while since then, at least a year or so, so it was odd this was all happening again now. That was a weird sentence. Maybe the negative energy has something to do with it. I had been sleeping happily on my own, so things seemed fine. Until the night came. Whoa.
Okay, this is going to be a long one for me.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, this is a long one. And it's weird because it's got a little break in the middle.
I feel like that's supposed to be a break.
But they didn't finish the break.
We'll treat it as a break.
Okay. This night, I got the same feeling. Being alone, jerked awake, in my lucid dream, to complete silence. No, this is a woman, so it's a different kind of jerking.
Oh, I got diddled awake.
That's usually how I knew it would be calm at first. With the humming of my fan. Maybe the fan's doing
I'm starting to think it's the fan.
The fan's doing this? Because there's but no, she turned the fan off and was a cat last time.
What is it with the fan?
Just
is it a haunted fan?
Is it always just hot where she lives?
You'd think living in Atlantis it would be a little cold.
You know, right?
Yeah.
Then the sound would slowly diminish throughout. This one started the same. Waking in bed, and things seem off. I look around to see an empty, dark, quiet room with my phone lying on the counter. I remember it lighting up and checking the time. Although I can't even remember what time it said. Now, which always bugged me, even though you probably know exactly what time it is. Anyways.
You've said anyways so much that I thought that was just you saying anyways, and then I'm like, oh, it says it in the story.
I know it says anyway. ... Anyways. That was all the dream consisted of. I woke up once after that and slept like I normally would. So nothing weird happened. It just felt off.
Okay. The second night came, and I did the same thing. Checked the time on my phone before I laid down, but this time I hear a scuttle. I look over to see the hoodie on my bedroom door move up and down. I was scared but relieved. I looked down and saw a transparent figure of my dog Sam, who passed away tugging and pushing on my hoodie, potentially searching for treats or snackers, as we called them. There was the first positive thing I had seen in a lucid dream, so it made me feel lighthearted. I felt a light scratching at the door, and I see my dog tilt his head. Sam seemed excited, not scared, so I had a feeling it was okay. I opened my door, and one of my dogs, Winston, came running in happy and smiling. They start to play fight and act all cute, then suddenly I see them freeze. They look over, and my damn closet slightly opens. My dog Winston sprints out, and my dog Sam gives me a sad look and cowers. I blink, and he is gone. My room is empty. All that is left is me. Nothing else happens, really. I lay down in my dream and wake up in real life. It's morning. Weird how short dreams can seem sometimes. Can we just talk about the random ghost dog?
So now you have dogs.
There's
And
one real dog.
Not only dogs, but now ghost dogs.
There's a real dog and a ghost dog, and they were playing.
Is one of these dogs a cop?
Yes, Sam is a narc. He's a narc.
Is Sam a dirty cop?
Sam is a dirty... No, yeah, that other dog.
Is he a dirty cop?
While Winston and Sam were playing, Winston slipped 100 into Sam's collar. He didn't see it.
And it's like...
Sam's a dirty cop.
You done good.
Yeah, you a cop? You have to tell me if you're a cop.
The third night, I fall asleep to the same thing. I was almost excited this time, because I had somewhat positive experience in my last dream. I wake up this time, in my dream, and check my phone. Phone time like normal. But it won't turn on. I feel for my charger, and it's plugged in, but still will not work. Damn phone.
Damn phone.
I lay it back down on the counter. It's dark in my room.
What happened to your...
I don't know. Now this was like, it's dark in here. Damn phone. Ghost dog.
Tim's. Wu-Tang. Swimming. These are the themes of this episode.
It's dark in my room, but wait. Is that where? Yeah, damn phone. It's dark in my room, but the kind of dark where you can still see kind of when your eyes are just... I look around hoping for my dogs, but there is nothing but silence and darkness. I hear the little scratch on my door, and I go to open it. Winston! I happily cheer in my puppy dog voice.
Redo that. Give me your puppy dog voice.
Winston! I don't know puppy dog voice.
And then
or is it Winston?
Winston?
Yeah, they do as a dog.
And then the fourth black Ghostbuster walks in through the door.
Now imagine it's now the dogs, the gatekeeper, Vince Clorthor, and Zool.
Winston Zeddemore.
Anyway. He wags his tail for a second, then stops and lets out a little boof. A little boof. His eyes were fixated on something. Behind me. I turn and look behind me and see nothing. What's wrong, buddy? He jumps a bit out of fear and quickly scurries down the dark staircase. I call his name, but it's silent.
I turn around to an empty room, and I'm about to lay back down to sleep. I see that amid this, my closet is ajar again. This time, I am fed up. I try and flip the light on in my closet in my room. Nothing. Darkness. I shut my closet door and lay down. I'll just wake up. It'll be fine. I'll wake up. I close my eyes and wake up. Oh, simple. I hear my phone vibrate, and I see a message that starts with, Sarah! Oh, okay, so her name's Sarah.
Is her name Sarah?
Yeah.
Or is this a wrong number?
It's ODV.
I don't know who sent me this text message, but I'm not Sarah.
But I can't make out the rest. I swear, I wear contacts, and I'm nearsighted, so it's hard to read from afar. I reach sleepily and cautiously for my phone. Right as I'm about to grab it, something from behind slams my head down. It feels like large, cold, damp hand of a man. I'll read that again. It feels like large, cold, damp hand of a man. It is holding me down with one hand on the nape of my neck and the other pressing my body down, with his other cold hand centered in my back. I feel it shift the weight and bring its head next to mine. Dare I look to my right to see it? Next time, on Dragon Ball Z, it almost feels like a different presence, but at the same time in my head I feel like it's him again. I feel his heavy, long breaths, breathing in and out. Give me in the background, give me breaths. I feel his heavy, long breaths, breathing in and out against the side of my face and neck. Almost a heavy, satisfied sound in his breath. That's all I can hear. The steady, heavy breathing.
I feel my own breath flatter. Fuck. That's not what it says. I feel my own breath flatter. Fuck.
Falter.
A falter.
Mr. Illiterate.
I hear my own breath falter. Fuck.
Falter fuck. I used
to play the card for falter fuck.
You're freaking out my dog.
I can't breathe. I was so shocked and frozen by how fast it all happened that I didn't realize. I feel the pressure pushing more and more against the back of my throat, causing each breath to be less and less. I start to feel dizzy, and then I think, wait, I must not be awake. I must be calm. I have to be calm. I feel myself slowly wake up, and as I slow my heart rate and calm myself in my dream. I just keep thinking I'm in control. It'll be okay. Until it was. As I'm waking up, I slowly feel him hesitantly release my neck and back.
My neck, my back.
As he slowly backs away, I feel him whisper something in my ear. I couldn't hear what he said, but I could tell he was speaking and not just breathing. I still don't know what he said, and that irks me to this day. I woke up barely catching my breath. I haven't slept much since then. I am terrified of what will happen next. I still feel his presence sometimes, in my dreams, especially when it's nothing important. I can still feel him there, watching, waiting. I sometimes think I see him out of the corner of my eye. Who or what are you? Why me? But nonetheless, I hope I never find out. But for now, this is all I can write. My brother needs my help. He said he was cleaning his room and found something weird under my old bed.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
It's the poop of the stairs.
He found
I found your poop in your
found a
bed.
swimming pool. No! It's a pair of Timbs.
It's a fedora.
It's a fedora and a pair of Timbs. What did you think of the story? May I remind you that it is a 7.3 at creepypasta.com. Is it a 7.3?
Not the name.
What is it?
This is like a 3.
It's a 3? Yeah, it's a 3.
Just, it feels like it's written weird.
That was a chore to read.
It felt like a chore. It felt really weird to read it. Like, it was, like, grammarly, it felt weird.
Grammatically?
Grammatically.
My head hurts.
Like, I felt like I had to go back and reread a lot of stuff. Just to make sure I'm reading it right. And I don't know. It felt like this didn't really have that good of an ending.
So, we're going to do this thing where right now, this is the worst story we've read. We've only read 2.
Yeah.
But this is the worst story
This is right now at the bottom.
This is... The villain, nah. The main character, yeah. My favorite character, Sam the Ghost Dog. I missed the swimming.
More swimming?
There's shit that just didn't make sense.
Are we going to write stories on how much swimming they're doing?
Yeah,
now?
we're going to start reading some H.P. Lovecraft stories, and they're just all about just underwater shit. We're going to read The Temple by H.P. Lovecraft. It's just all water all the time.
Yeah, there's all this water.
There's all this water in this fucking temple.
Also, how many ellipses are in the story?
I feel like somebody wrote this on their phone.
It just feels like there's so many goddamn ellipses throughout this whole story, and in weird spots too.
That's why that one. That's why that one. I'm trying to find it now. There was that one part that I thought was really funny because of the girl. She was going, "What? Why? Huh? Why?"
Oh, the what?
There were like ellipses, then a dash, then an ellipses, and I thought it was funny. But putting my phone down is really loud. That was a thing.
What was under the bed?
A pair of Timbs.
Oh yeah,
A pair of Timbs. This story, yeah, it's not very
It's
good.
not that great.
Well, anything else? You got anything to plug?
Not really.
I got nothing to plug. We haven't done enough to plug anything.
Yeah.
You got any recommendations? Random shit?
Just random shit?
Yeah, for people.
Go to swimming school?
Go to swim school? I got an actual thing to
I will
recommend.
say, swimming is a lot of fun.
Swimming is a lot of fun. I used to... the only time I've ever passed out from exhaustion was when I didn't eat and then I swam like 7 laps and then I got out of the pool. And then before I could walk to get my towel, I was just out. I fell and I just went poof right on the floor.
Ow.
Yeah. I got an actual recommendation.
What's that?
Gideon Falls by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. It's a new comic book about this little town that's full of deadly secrets and cults and shit. It's a comic book. It's from Midge Comics. Look it up.
I guess in terms of I do have a comic book to plug.
Okay.
Which is the Grant Morrison Doom Patrol.
Yay!
That's a really good series. I'm almost done. Finished reading the whole thing.
Yeah.
I highly recommend finding the gigantic trays that they have, or if you can, get the omnibus.
Yeah, the omnibus is really hard to find.
It is hard to find, but if you can, those reprinted trades, they're worth a buy.
Oh yeah, those trades are everywhere. You can get them at Barnes and Noble.
Trust me, they're worth a buy. Folks.
They're trippy. They're really well written. They link together in like weird ways.
Yeah.
You get to follow around Monsieur Mala and the Brain, my favorite power couple ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, we'll see you next time, where we'll be reading a story called Nile. Like nihilism, like the first syllable of it.
Yeah.
Nile. That one, I glanced through it. It looks pretty good. It looks actually good.
Okay.
All right. The link to the story will be in the description. There will be, we'll credit everybody. You guys can read this for yourselves, read along with us. But until next time, bye.
See you.
See you guys. Oh, watch out for the swimming. Oh no, ghost dogs! Swimming ghost dogs!
And
oh God! You're right, the dogs are wearing tips.